welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at the chart for famous actor Matthew McConaughey. If you look to the eastern horizon when he was born using Vedic sidereal zodiac, you would see the constellation associated with Taurus, his ascendant rising at 19 degrees. Any planets like Sun and Moon that are close to that 19 degrees have a lot of impact in the chart. So, and wherever we see a multicona sign, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11, these are the things he's working on in this lifetime. So you see the number 1 in the 12th house, that is Aries, ruled by Mars, teaching him about spiritual growth through letting go of attachments. You see the 4th sign of Cancer in the 3rd house, teaching him about having success in his performing arts career. Then you see the 5th sign of Leo, ruled by Sun in the 4th house, teaching about what it takes to be happy and his home life. And then we have the 6th sign of Virgo, ruled by Mercury in the 5th house of children and entertainment, learning about that. Then we have the 7th sign of Libra, ruled by Venus, which is teaching about how to be healthy and learning to have some delays and setbacks in your life. Then you have the 9th sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter in the 8th house, learning about certain vulnerabilities and learning about how to research acting roles. Then you have the 11th sign of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn in the house of career. So really focusing on being successful in career. So let's look and see how the planets are operating. Then we'll look at when they're operating, certain events in his life. Then what can we do to strengthen the chart? So Sun is debilitated and poorly placed in a challenging house. The challenging houses are the 6th, the 8th, and the 12th. And any rulers of those houses, those planets like Venus for the 6th house and Jupiter for the 8th house and Mars for the 12th house, are functional malefics and can cause challenges if they're within 5 degrees of the rising sign, which is 19 degrees, or if they're within 5 degrees through aspect or conjunction in the transit chart. So Moon is also a little bit weak because its landlord is Sun. We already know that Sun is weak. It's poorly placed in the 6th house. And that Moon is placed in, it's ruling the house of success and through performing arts, placed in the 4th house of happiness. So it connects his happiness and performing for the public. And then we have Mars ruling that 12th house, which gives him, a lot of actors have the configurations where that 12th house is activated and having a multicona sign, and it gives him the ability to detach himself from who he is to play these different roles. And then also that house has to do with living in foreign lands, so he is an expat from Australia. And then it also gives him this religious aspect, wanting spiritual growth. Then we have, so Mars ruling, placed in the house of good fortune and religion. So it gives spiritual growth through good fortune and religion, and Mars giving that energy to move forward with his spiritual growth and also be able to detach from the roles he's playing. Then we have Mercury, which is poorly placed in the 6th house of delays and setbacks and possible health issues, and that is placed in it's ruling the house of entertainment and children, and it's placed in the house of delays and setbacks. So this caused some delay from having children till later in life, and also with his success of his career. And then we have Venus, which is 29 degrees. Any planet more than 25 or less than 5 is said to be weak, and so it also its landlord is weak, Mercury. So Venus again, it's ruling that house of delays, placed in that fifth house. So delaying children, delaying his ability to be successful as an entertainer. Then you have functional malefic in old age. Jupiter, which is ruling the house, eighth house, which gives him the ability to research the different roles and be successful in those roles. And it's placed in the house of entertainment. So connects that entertainment, also ability to teach. He teaches something to do with acting, I think. And then we have poorly placed Saturn in the 12th house. It's ruling the career house. Again, giving this ability to detach and be successful in the different acting roles that he plays. Also, Saturn's giving discipline and focus, hard work to be successful. And Saturn is also associated with the back, so it can cause some back issues, which he does have. Then you have Rahu and Ketu. They're benign in this chart, even though they can cause harm, as well as Venus and Jupiter aren't very causing any issues. They're fairly benign as well. Mars, however, is afflicting Saturn. So this, can cause those back issues. Now, Rahu and Ketu are benign, and so Rahu is probably one of the biggest factors in him being successful, giving this ambition to be successful, work hard at his career. Now, this placement of Ketu in the 4th and Rahu in the 10th is teaching him to balance work life and home life, not overwork and not pay attention to your family, or not pay too much attention to your family and not be successful in your career. So let's look at the timing of events. He moved to the US in 88 during a Rahu period, which caused big changes in his life. Rahu is about change. Then in 92, his dad died, and that caused some major changes in his life as well. 93, he got one of his first big acting roles during a Venus period. Venus is, again, causing, it's in that house of entertainment, and Venus itself is performing arts. And he got arrested during a Mars period. Mars is 12th house. That has to do with prison, although I think he didn't really go to prison, but got arrested. Something about drug charges. And then in 2008, he had a son during a Jupiter period. Jupiter represents children. And he also took some time off during that period. So that was a vulnerable period for him. He calls it his rebranding period. He was only getting these romantic comedy parts. And so after he took a couple of years off, he was offered some more interesting roles. And then in 2012, he got married during a Mercury period. Again, Mercury causing these delays for wife, sitting in that house of Venus, ruled by Venus, so delay for wife. And then he got an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club Best Actor in 2013, again during this Rahu period when he was very, very successful. Then more recently, he's really gotten involved in the mass shootings, especially the one in Uvalde, which is where he was born in Texas. So then let's see here. So what could we do to strengthen the chart? So we want to transform, not strengthen, the malefic planets. So Rahu and Venus and Jupiter and Mars, we can strengthen through helping other people. He started an organization that helps teens. And then you have um, K2 and Jupiter that have to do with helping spiritual organizations, which he's very involved in. So he's already taking care of transforming the malefics. And then to strengthen the rest of the planets, a silver locket called the Kavash. You can see them on our website, vastucreations.com, that contains the Devata yantra for Sun, Moon, um, as well as Saturn and Mercury. So you can see, if you'd like to get a reading, you can go to services under Vastu Creations, or if you'd like to learn transformational Vedic astrology, you can go to courses at Vastu Creations. Thank you so much for listening.